Hi, so today we are talking about my whole collection. I have done so many big declutters, and I am proud to say more than 95% of the product in my collection is best of the best, at least according to me. So today I am gonna share all of the categories, all of the products that I have currently in my collection. So let's just start with base. And this is the liquid part, and this is the liquid part, and this is the powder part. So for the liquid part, let's maybe start with concealers. I have these three. I don't have any primers. I don't use primers, so these are just all of them. And this Dior Backstage Concealer. I feel like this is a very good medium to light coverage concealer. I really like to use this in my super natural no makeup days. But I do feel like this one is not those light medium coverage concealers that's super dewy or anything. If anything, this is actually a little bit semi-matte kind of finish, and it's not super hydrating. It's not mattifying either. It's in the middle. So if you have super dry under eyes, I don't know how this would work on you. You might have to try it in the counter, but I really like it because my under eyes are not that dry, and this works fine for me. Even blend with fingers. I really like this one. And I also I also really like to mix these two as my just overall base, because I don't use concealer and foundation. If I use concealer, I just don't use foundation. If I use foundation, I don't use concealer. It's the same thing for me. And I really like to mix this Forever Skin Correct concealer from Dior. They changed their formula, I think. This is the old formula, which is very good. I don't know why they decided to change it, but I really like to blend these two together to get the perfect formula and the perfect color, because this color 2WO is a true medium color, and it's a little bit too dark for me, and this color 1W is a little bit too light for all over my face. So blend together is like a very nice texture. It's like those very smooth, satiny kind of natural finish, and the coverage is pretty good, like medium to full. These two formulas are super smoothing on the skin. I really like this. And this Armani Luminous Silk Concealer, this is a good one too. Like I said, I don't have products that I don't like anymore, so our products is good, but I think you can consider this one just as the Luminous Silk foundation in a bottle. But I do think this is even a little bit more lightweight than the foundation. I think I had the foundation, but I decluttered that. Maybe it's just me, but I like to have a concealer as a mini foundation in my collection, if that makes sense. Like this concealer is 12 mils. It basically is a mini foundation size, right? And the formula is very close to the foundation, and I don't have to commit to a full bottle of foundation. I can just have this concealer, which is similar to the foundation formula, like I said multiple times. And the price, I think is half the price, right? This is like $30 something, and the foundation is probably $60, $70, right? So it's a mini foundation size and mini foundation price, and it doesn't take as much space in my collection, and I don't have to worry that much about the expire date because this is a small size. Yeah, I really like this to use just all over the face as a very, very lightweight concealer. This is, I think this is more of a natural kind of coverage. The coverage is not like amazing at all. If you want full coverage foundation, maybe stay away from this. This is like a watery, lightweight foundation, lightweight concealer. And I have the shade 5.75. It's a touch dark for me, but I can work with it, and I really like this formula. And for foundation, I have, oh, actually, I have another one. Oh, okay. I also have this one. So I have 3 foundations. This is just, I got a couple like little pouch, little sample of this foundation. So I just put them all in a jar so that I don't have to like try the shade and throw them away. I think this is a good, I don't know, a month or 2 worth of product. So yeah. And these 3 are all SUQQU foundations. If you watch any videos on my channel, you would know this product, I think. The SUQQU The Cream Foundation. This released in 2020 and is one of my favorite foundation. And I am about to finish this, I think, very quickly. And the bottle is so beautiful. The product is like perfect. It's the medium buildable coverage. It's a natural dewy finish. It's like a mimicking your face like you just applied rich moisturizing skincare half an hour ago. So it's already absorbed. It's making your face looking so healthy, but without looking super oily, if you know what I mean. And it's so smoothing. Even the texture, this even covers the texture, which is the thing I never seen another foundation do. If anything, I think foundation often emphasize on texture, right? This never does. And these 2 are actually pretty close formulas. This is just the formula is like firmer. It's more like a harder cream, which is, this one is like a cream with a little bit liquidy. It's like a liquidy cream, this one. If you apply if you put a lot of this product on the back of your hand, it can drip a little bit, whereas this one is like a pretty hard cream, but it blends beautifully. It's not heavy on the skin at all. It's like a pretty close, like I said. It's just the texture is slightly different. And they increased the price for like a lot. I don't know why. I would much prefer they just had this and never update to this version, because this is like basically the same thing but more expensive. But what can I do? Right? And this foundation, I feel like if I recommend one formula, it would be this foundation. It's not because the formula is better. It's actually very similar, just in a liquid form. But it has a pump, right? So it's like a more convenient, and it's not as expensive as this one. It's still expensive though. It's like around $100, so it's super expensive, but it's less expensive than this one. At least if you buy this in Japan. If you buy this in UK, I think this is just a couple more pounds expensive than this one, but still, because of this pump, you can use it way more hygienic. So that's the liquid ones for the base. And now powders. This one is this brand is a Japanese brand, but this is just the brand for this case. This is an empty case I bought from this brand. And this is a puff from Glidable. But the powder is actually the RCMA no color powder or whatever. People like really loved this powder. And I love this powder as well. And I think it's a 90 grams bottle, and this is the only I have left, which is probably around 20 grams. I did give some of those products to my friends, and she loved the product too. This, even though it says it's a no color powder, but if you apply a lot, you can still see a little bit powder. Not powder, a little bit of color. Like it can make your face a little bit whiter, for my experience, if you apply too much. But overall, I think this is a good, affordable powder to have if you don't have, like, if you want affordable price, decent performing powder. I do think this is very good. It doesn't make your face look like super powdery and heavy. It just sets your skin and blurs the pores. It does whatever it needs to do. Another powder is this brand called Eclipse. It's a cream brand. I don't know if they reformulated this or they discontinued this one, but I don't think you can get the exact powder from this brand right now. This is just like a good powder, a good priced powder to have. It's not too heavy, it doesn't have coverage, it's not very brightening or anything, but it's a good formula. It's blurring. I like it. I might not repurchase this one, but I like it. I will finish it. Forgot to mention is the Blur Powder Compact in the shade 21. This is a powder I bought from China. It's supposed to be an egg shape. As you can see, it still remains some of the egg shape, but it shattered. It shattered for like a million pieces. This is like a very traditional Chinese makeup brand, and this form of powder is also very like traditional, and the smell of this is very like old-fashioned Chinese makeup kind of smell. I'm not a big fan of the scent, but the powder itself is pretty good. It's like a pretty finely milled powder, and it's relatively affordable, I would say. It's just I don't like this packaging. This packaging is so bad. It doesn't even protect the powder inside, and it leaks everywhere, and it's hard to use if you want to use it every day. So they actually even gave you a little container. They gave me this little container to put the shattered little pieces, because I think they recognize that this is not very like practical. If you ever travel to China and you're interested, maybe check out this brand. This brand have been existed in China for like more than 100 years. It's like a good product. It's just I think they need to improve the packaging. It's 2023. Like I think we can have way better packaging than this, right? This is SUQQU again. I think if you watch any of my videos, you would know I am a big fan of SUQQU. And this is their powder foundation. And this is the best powder foundation I have ever used. Because other powder foundations, even though I still like them, but I never feel like they're super good, like better than the cream and liquids. I think they always look a little bit heavier than the liquid foundation with a setting powder. But this one does not. This one literally just look like you applied a super nice liquid foundation and you put a light amount of powder on top. It looks like that. So this is very good for when I am like, I don't really have a lot of time, but I want to do my makeup. I do use this as my base. And it's not completely matte. I don't think you can tell on the camera though, but it has like a little sheen to it. It's like a glowy, even a slightly glowy kind of formula. I really like it. And this little space was for sponge, but this one, it doesn't have my perfect shade, which is 025. I have that shade in all other formulas. This one only have 020 and 030, which one is too dark and one is too light, so I bought 2 refills and mixed them together to use it. And this is the SUQQU Sheer Loose Powder. I think they reformulated this as well, but I still have this one, so I didn't get a new one. This powder is one of those powders, it looks like it doesn't exist on your face. It doesn't do much blurs, which for some people it might be a big deal, but I was never like cared that much about the blur effect of a powder. I just want my foundation to be set, which this does that very well, and it doesn't add any more texture to your skin, so your skin never looks more heavy or anything. I really like that about this powder. Oh, I forgot I have two more. Okay, this two. This is the Muji Cream UV Foundation. It has SPF 31, PA 3+, but I don't think we should trust the SPF in a foundation. But it's good to have a little extra layer of protection. And I do think this is a good foundation, especially for its price. It's like about $10 and it performs pretty nicely. I think it's worth the price. And the powder, I think this powder is about $10 as well, and it performs super nicely as well. I actually am very happy with my purchase in Muji for the base products. Okay, this is my whole cheek collection. So highlighters, bronzers, and blushes, this is all I have. Let's get this big pile out of the way. These are all my SUQQU melting blush collections. I think I just had one before, but then they discontinued this whole line because there's one ingredient they just can't get enough, so they can't keep producing this without changing the quality of it, I guess. So they just had to discontinue it. But I really like the formula, so I got a lot of like new secondhand of these shades off of like a secondhand app in Japan. That's why I have 5 right now, and I will swatch this for you. This is the shade 10. Oh no, 2. This is like a deeper pink shade. The camera for some reason is like very bright today, so it might show the color a little lighter. But yeah, it's like a pink color. It's very pretty. The second one is 06. This is the first one that I actually bought when this is like launched. This is a very bright orange color, as you can tell. I really like this one. Can you see that? I feel like this applies like a cream, right? Normally blush, a powder blush doesn't swatch like this. It truly melts into your skin. It's super easy to blend, even with your fingers, like a finger swatch. And this is the color 7. This is such like a deep color. It's like a burnt orangey burgundy red. And normally I won't buy colors like this, but I just truly liked this formula. You can see how effortlessly it blends just with finger. This is 9. It's one of the ones that's like actually a variable color from this collection. This collection doesn't have that much variable colors actually. Just a nude color that's easy to use. And this is the color 10. This is a deeper pink. It's actually similar to the number 2, but it's just more on the mauve side. They are all so beautiful. I want to have like more shades, and actually it's a good deal to buy on the secondhand market because they are all pretty affordable. Like some of these I got for like $10, and some others are $20 and some are like $30. I think this was originally like $40, and all of these are the secondhand ones are either new. The new ones I got for like $30, and almost new, like barely touched, are like $10 or $20. So I really think this is a good deal. Okay, for the highlights, I have this Dior palettes. I think this is like super popular on TikTok. And 3 ColourPop Super Shock cheek highlights. I do think these are one of the best beaming cream highlights that's in an affordable price. And this one I have Heat Big Pan, and it's in my project pan. I really like this formula. I don't mind to have 3. I think I decluttered these 2, but nobody wanted them. So I just get them back into my collection, and I think it's good to have them. This shade is Double Down, which is like a champagne gold, and this is the very famous Flexitarian, and it's like super beaming. And the shade I'm currently panning is On the Cusp. I think this is a collaboration with Kathleen Lights on the YouTube. And this is a very good champagne highlight, and it's not like too strong. I really like it. That's why I used up this much. And I also have this one. It's from the brand Melt. And I don't know if you can tell, there's like a dent on the center. I actually tried to pan this for like a couple months. That's why there's a dent. This is a very good natural kind of powder highlights. It's not heavy on your skin. It's not like super beaming like metallics on your face. It's not like that. I really like the natural finish of this one, and that's why I hold on to this highlight versus the many other highlights I had in my collection. There are several cream formulas. These are all my like favorite formulas. I mean, this one is RMS Beauty like little palettes. I actually like this highlight more. It's the shade Champagne Rosé Luminizer. It's like a pinky with slightly cool tone shift, but very natural highlight that you can't even see on the camera. Okay, I think it's because of the lighting. It's not very easy to see this type of highlight. Okay, I think this way you can see it better. It just has that like almost skincare balm kind of sheen. I really like this one. The cream blush is like, it's nice. It's like not the best, but it's nice. And this Armani Melting Color Balm. This is actually a formula that's in between a powder and a cream. And I really like this as well. The color 51. It's a nice peachy nude color to use. It actually leaning a little bit more pink on the skin, which is like a very fresh in color. I really like it. And my favorite cream blush is actually this RCMA palette. Cream blush palette number 1. I love this formula. It's like so glowy, easy to blend. All of these colors are so beautiful. Even this one, I can use this one like on my light medium skin tone. It doesn't look super deep, and I just don't know what to say about this. It's like $30 for 5 shades. I have used this a lot of times, and it looks like it's barely touched. It's good pigmentation. It's not like those non-existent kind of blush, but it's so easy to blend that even if you applied a little too much, it looks like you purposefully applied that much, if that makes sense. It was just so beautiful, and the sheen is like, it makes your skin look so healthy. I just love it. LYS blush. It's like a matte cream. It's actually very nice. It's very easy to blend, and it doesn't disturb the base you have underneath, which sometimes super glowy blushes can do that to base, right? Because this one's a matte cream, it doesn't do that. It's like a very fresh pink. The shade is Kindness. It's like not a fresh pink, a fresh peach color. Yeah, you can see it has like a little bit of that pinky tone, kind of peach. I really like this one. It's just the packaging is not super nice. This little magnet have fallen off. I have to glue it back. The packaging itself is kind of bulky, so that's the only downside of this product, I think. And for nude blushes, my favorite is actually these two. Laura Mercier Blush Color Infusion in the color Fresco. Rouge Blush in the shade Chanel, $4.59. These two basically, for me, they serve this similar purpose. They are both super easy to use kind of nude blush and they blend super nicely. If you want a nude blush, maybe check one of these. They are so good. Well, considering the price, I think the Laura Mercier one is like better. The price is like more affordable. It depends on you. I think the Dior one, the packaging itself is like a luxurious experience. I love them both. The only liquid blush I have is this Rare Beauty in the shade Joy. I don't really understand the hype. I don't know if it's because of this particular shade or anything. I just don't think this formula is so groundbreaking, better than every single blush out there as people hyped on the social media. Like, it's a good blush, but I just don't know is it the best. You know what I mean? Like, I like it. I just don't know why is everybody acts like liquid blush never existed and until this one showed up. You know what I mean? And this is one of the newer ones in my collection. It's from Flower Nose. This packaging, this embossing is sick, okay? And I bought this from China, this is a Chinese brand. And it's actually not that expensive either. I think that I bought this for like 10 something dollars. And it's totally worth it. It's the formula is so finely milled. It blends on the skin so nicely. And yeah, this is just a whole experience. I think in November 11, it will have like a big sale on the Chinese EC websites. I think I might get more from this brand because everything I have got from this brand so far has been good. I do want to try more. I want to try the other blush formula, and I also want to try their eyeshadow. If you have any suggestions, maybe comment down below. I am interested to try more. ColourPop blush. I have this blush purely for the color, not for the formula. The formula is good though, but I just want to have this purpley pinky cool tone blush. Like, one is enough. There's no need to buy like a plenty of this kind of blush, okay? Because they all apply the same, basically, on your face. So I just hold on to this one. Whenever I want to use this type of blush, I just reach for this one. It's the ColourPop Pressed Powder Blush in Night Bloom. It's a decent blush for its price, right? And this Muji blush in the shade Coral. It's a nice powder blush to have if you are new to makeup and you want to try some Muji makeup. It's good to try as someone that's new to makeup, but if you have like a relatively bigger collection, I don't think this is gonna add anything to your collection. And these two Tower 28 blush, I think one is Happy Hour and one is Golden Hour. They're nice cream blushes. I think when this first came out, it's still in the time when there's not so much this type of products, but now this type of product is like all over the place. I don't think these are like as unique anymore. These are those like emollient, borderline sticky, very pigmented kind of cream blush, as you can see. But it's easy to blend. The staying power is pretty nice. I think it's because of the stickiness though. It doesn't feel that sticky because you don't need that much. I'm just saying. It's a good cream blush. It's not that special given the market situation right now. And the Clinique blush, I won't show you how it looks because it's in my project pan. I don't know why I forgot the word. But yeah, I am almost about to finish. It's the shade Nude Pop. I actually really like this formula. I think I might even get another shade if I ever finish. I don't know. We'll see. And this is probably the oldest product in my collection right now. It's the Tom Ford Soleil Contouring Compact in the shade The Afternooner. I think this is definitely more than 7 years old. But it still performs as if it's new, so I'm not gonna think too much about that. I really like to blend this all three colors together to use on my cheek area, and it's gonna perform like highlighter, blush, and bronzer in one, which is like a face palette. I just really like this one. I would love to still have this one in my collection. That's why it survived so many declutters. And yeah, that's my blush collection. Okay, this is my eyeshadow collection. So here is some eyeshadow toppers, cream eyeshadows, and these are like the water paint. I sometimes do colorful eyeliners with those, and some small little palettes, some cream eyeshadows, and yeah, more cream eyeshadows. These two piles are my big palettes. These 6 are all my SUQQU cream eyeshadows, the one I am holding, and these 4 are their newest eyeshadow formula. Let me swatch. This is the shade 02, 05, 01, 102, which is a limited edition shade, and 03. From my swatch, you can tell they are like very sheer, but I don't know if you can tell they actually have like glitters in them. Some shades has more than others, like this one is probably the one that has the most glitters. The other ones are more sheer color with like a wash of glitter, which is very much the Japanese kind of aesthetic when it comes to eyeshadow. If you go on the street, you can see a lot of people have this kind of sheer color on their eyes and like a little bit sparkle. I think this is mimicking that. And I think this, for its own kind of product, it's a good formula, but at the same time I feel like this is not for everyone. If you want to layer this on another eyeshadow, I find sometimes it doesn't work because of the sheer liquidy kind of formula. I think this is only used on bare lids, bare set like dry eyelids. But if you like any type of like strong kind of look, I don't think this is your thing. And this is their previous formula, which is way more intense, as you can see. I think this is more of a typical kind of cream eyeshadow formula, which is strong base color with shimmers. I am like okay with this one because it's not like bad, but it's also not like very special or anything. This is the Urban Decay Heavy Metal in the shade Pyro. I don't know how to pronounce this shade, but it's the blue shift kind of glitter. I sometimes use this on the center of my eyelid, but I do feel like sometimes I don't even think this is showing on the camera. Sometimes I can feel like this is making my eyelids a little bit sensitive. If you have sensitive eyes, I don't think this formula is for you. Be careful. And these are the by Terry Color Fix Cream Eyeshadow. I think this is a very, I don't want to say old, but this is a formula that exists for so long, before cream eyeshadow is like even a thing. I think I have these for like several years, but they are still not drying. They still perform super nicely. There is like such intense color, and the sheen is very beautiful. I do like this one, and this stays for a long time on your eyelids too. It doesn't really budge. I do like all of these colors, which is Bronze Moon, Frozen Quartz, and Misty Rock. This is the Burberry Eye Color Contour. I don't even know if Burberry makeup still exists anymore. I have this shade Pale Copper. It's as its name, it's like a pale copper color. I sometimes do use this all over my eyelids. It's a good cream eyeshadow, but it's just not like standing out in any way. But I do have it for its color. And this is the Nude Steak Magnetic Matte Eye Color in the shade Terra. It's like a warm mid-toned matte brown. Again, I feel like there's nothing too special about this formula. But it's a good formula. It blends super easily. It stays on your eyelid. It's like a nice mid-tone brown to have. I kept this for the color. And all of these are the ColourPop Super Shock eyeshadows. I don't think I need to talk about this or swatch these because there's many other videos like that. And I think this is just such a classic, good, affordable formula to try to have in collection. And this is the Tom Ford, the dual eyeshadow. There's cream at the bottom and there is glitter on the top. As you can see, I used up a lot of these. I think these are discontinued. The other day somebody said that this is not discontinued, but I can't find this anywhere. So I'm gonna assume this is discontinued, which I doubt that they will forever discontinue this because this is one of their best-selling, like a very iconic product. I think they probably will bring it back in some shape or form in the future. And the shade Naked Browns is my favorite shade. I use a lot, and you can see I even have a dent on the topper. And this is Golden Peach, I think. I don't mind this shade, but I like Naked Browns better. I hope they bring this back soon because I do want to replace this. This is so old. This is probably 6-7 years old. All of these are my cream eyeshadows. I think you can check my one and done eyeshadows and eyeshadow topper videos. I have talked about them in detail in those videos. I just have some, single SUQQU eyeshadows. Their glitter formula is actually very great. And these Bobbi Brown single eyeshadows, they are beautiful as well, like as one and done eyeshadows. And the Tom Ford discontinued cream eyeshadows, my favorite, even he pan on this shade. I think this is Platinum. Yeah, such a gorgeous taupe shade. I love it. And another discontinued Chanel Illusion d'Ombre something in the shade Fantasme is such a great product. And this Cosmetics, this single eyeshadow, this is sick, okay? This is sick. This is like liquid metallic. Not liquid, like cream. Metallic in a cream form is so intense, so good. I think a lot of these things are commonly talked about stuff, like this Eyes to Memorize Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow and the Urban Decay single eyeshadows. Yeah, a million people talk about them. And these are all little palettes from like the Japanese drugstore. I have 4 of Chemic. I think this is a very good like starter Japanese drugstore brand. They have amazing stuff in a like amazing price. It's easy to find in Japan. You can literally find them anywhere you go, like any drugstore. I think mostly they will have this brand. And this palette is Perfect Multi Eyes in the shade 03. It's an all matte palette, and you can see I have heat pan on 3 shades. this is such a easy palette to use, and the formula is so easy to blend. It's just not super opaque colors, but I don't really want super opaque colors for these kind of colors. You know what I mean? Maybe like opaque black or like pastels, you may want opaque payoffs. But these natural colors, I think sheer buildable is the best way to go, at least for me. So that's why I like this so much. They are just such a great brand to have these different types of products like to try. And this is a little trail, and this glitter is so beautiful as well. It's probably only like $4 or $5 for this little palette. I highly recommend if you are interested in Japanese beauty brands, check out the brand can make. In recent years, the brand Cezanne has a lot of buzz on the Japanese beauty community as well. And I also recognize a lot of Western country beauty bloggers have talked about this brand as well. I think the one that has the global recognition is the highlight, the powder highlight, but I decluttered that because I don't use highlight that much anymore. But it was a good highlight. It's like a beaming but very smooth formula. And their eyeshadows are good too if you want a natural sheer type of traditional Japanese style of not traditional, but like they're always been like that. Unless it's like some sort of specific type of looks that's like require very intense eye makeup. On a daily basis, I think they only use these kind of natural payoff kind of formulas. And this is a very affordable brand as well. It's even a little bit more affordable than Can Make. So yeah, if you ever came to Japan, I think this is a good brand to to try. And the brand Excel, this is a very, very popular brand in Japan. I do think the price is a little bit high. It's this kind of little eyeshadow little quads often charge about like $13, $13, $14, twice of the price of Can Make or Cezanne, or even a little bit more. And I am okay with their eyeshadow formulas. It's not better than anything else in the drugstore, but they are nice. I think that you just have to try it. They are like at the middle level of payoff. They are not non-existent, but they are not like super pigmented kind of formula. I think you just have to try. But they have a lot of other beautiful items as well. So again, if you ever come to Japan, I think this is another brand to check on. And this is a Rimmel eyeshadow quint, I think. I feel like a lot of these Western drugstore brands, when they came to Japan, they often have their unique, limited to Japan type of product, and this eyeshadow palette is one of them. And for amount of time, this is actually very popular in Japan as well. I think Rimmel and Revlon and Maybelline often does that. Like they have a unique product just for the Japan market. It's nice to check on that as well if you ever came in Japan again. Okay, that's the small and the single ones. For the big ones, this is the ColourPop Fade into Hue palette. It's just all the pastels, all the like colorful colors. I think I'm set with this one palette. It's like so good to have. Whenever I want this kind of pastel or like even deep colorful colors, I can just go with this one. And it never didn't have anything that I don't want. How to say, I think that sentence is weird. It's just whenever I want to do a colorful eye makeup, I can always find the shade I want just from this palette. So I don't ever need another rainbow palette. This one is enough for me. It's so good. It's better than the Natasha Denona pastel palette, like way better, the formula. The pastels are so opaque and smooth, doesn't blend away into nothing like the Natasha Denona does. So yeah, such a great price and great quality. And I have this like super random 2 single Bobbi Brown single eyeshadow in this custom palette. The shade is Caramel and Antique Rose. I think they are both good formulas, but I just have yet to find the other 4 that I would love to have from Bobbi Brown, so that the palette just stays like this. It's great. It's not like super special or anything, but yeah, I love the color. These 3 are my Natasha Denona palettes. I had way more than this, but I declutter most of them because I just find I am sad with these 3 actually. This is Glam palette. I feel like a lot of recent natural color palettes from Natasha Denona just came from this palette, if you know what I mean. Like they are all in the same theme as this one, and it's just like a different variations of this product, if this palette, if you know what I mean. I think they just had such success on this palette, so that they just decide to do a million other palettes that's like a slightly different than this one. So I just feel like I'm sad on this one. Whenever they came onto a new one, I'm just like, oh, I have my Glam palette. I don't need that. So yeah, I really like this palette. I think it's neutral palettes, like a very iconic neutral eyeshadow palette. If I have this one, I don't need another like neutral eyeshadow from Natasha Denona. This is the 28 shade green brown palette, I think. I love this formula so much. I depot this one too because it's in my eyeshadow project pan, and I just don't want to pull out this whole palette for that single one shade, so I depot this temporarily. But I do think this big palette has slightly different formula than the midi palette and their small palette. I can spot the difference. It's not like this is better, but I just feel like it's slightly different. And I really like all of the colors. The shimmers are so elegant and like great pigment. And the satins, the mattes are beautiful, and the metallics are beautiful, and I love every single one of the shades in this palette, which doesn't happen that often, especially given this is like such a big palette. I just love this. And because I love this green brown palette so much, I also got this one. It's the blue purple one, right? I got this one later because I think you can tell this is much cleaner than the last one. I need to play with this one more, but I do think I have a lot of these deeper blue purple colors, and I also have a lot of these like purple-ish, pinkish neutral colors to use. This is also another super nice palette for me to have. I mean, I don't know if it's worth the $200 something, but yeah, once I have it, I do love it. This is my Hindash palette. I do think for like matte neutral palettes, I think I'm good with just this one, because I can mix with them to create whatever tone and depth I want to have, like for a neutral matte palette. I don't ever need another neutral matte palette. So every time I see like a pretty neutral matte palette, I just think I have this one, and I'm just like, I'm sad. I don't need a new one. And also the formula is a sheer, beautiful, easy to blend formula. And it's not a very loose pressed powder, so there's no fallout. And that's my favorite kind of formula. And also, these 2 shades can also serve as blush, and you might also like set your face with this powder. So it's like super versatile. It's really, you can tell this is something considered by a makeup artist, the convenience of it. Yeah, I think this is genius. I don't like their like newer other shades. I just like this original one. I think it's super nice to have. And also I bought it 35% off, which is like a super great deal, I think. And these are my Pat McGrath big palettes. I have, I think 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6. I have this 5. I think these 5 are the ones that's the best. I don't know if you agree, but for me, these are the best. They are not repetitive. Each one has their own purpose in their collection. Not like their recent ones. Like their recent ones, I can't even keep on track of the names because they all look the same. They all like the pinky mauve shades with like the repetitive duochrome pinky purpley glitters. Like they all look the same. I don't like those. I feel like it's since maybe 2 years ago, the palettes from Pat McGrath is just not giving Pat McGrath. I almost feel like, did they change the owner or anything? I don't know. Is Pat McGrath still in charge of designing their palettes? Because the first 5, 6 palettes are so good. Since from then, like everything just looks the same. It just feels like a designer change. What do you think? Oh, I forgot my SUQQU palettes. Wait a minute. Okay, can't believe I forgot my SUQQU quads. I think it's probably better to check my SUQQU quad video. I have a video that I talked about all the quads I had, but now I have decluttered so many. I only have 7. Well, only 7 is a big number still, but yeah. I have the color 104. This is their first summer limited edition color. It's so good, especially this orangey burnt orange shade and this glitter. I truly hope that they will bring this back. It's so good. The shade 2. I love this shade as well. I think this is a more variable version of 104. That's why I had this. I really like to use this shade like in the summer. It's giving the orange juice vibe, which is like kind of lame way to describe eyeshadow, but yeah, I do feel that way, and I love this shade. And this is the shade 4. It's actually a very cute pinky color. I sometimes use this when I want that like kind of very cute pinky eyeshadow looks, like very girly kind of look. It's good to have. 106, and I basically keep this palette because of this 2 shades. Like this green, I have yet to find another green that's like the same as this one. It's such a autumn leaf, the crispy leaf kind of color, and this is orange shift to green kind of topper shade. This palette is like perfection. I love this palette. The shade 103. I love this shade, but I do feel like the color is probably starting to, the formula might be a little off, because previously this purple shade was never patchy, but now it has been like becoming a little bit patchy than it did before. So I think this is a little like old. I mean, it's probably 3 years, more than 3 years old. So yeah, it's probably old. I know they never bring back their limited edition palette, but I hope they at least do something super similar, because I think they do a lot of similar like boring palettes recently, but they never like repeat something like this, which I hope they do in the future. Okay, I really want to replace this palette. 06. This is another shade that is the combination of the shade is a little bit unique. Grungy green and a grungy deep dirty blue. and the silver topper and a taupey cool toned brown. It's really giving supermodel, this palette, right? I still, to be honest, I don't think this palette works best for my olive skin tone, but still I want to have this one for this like uniqueness. I don't use this palette too much because I sometimes mess up with this color combination, but yeah, I think it's such a sexy palette. I just want to have it. And this is the shade 107. This is again one of the autumn limited edition shades. This is like a fully dried leaf kind of color. It's like a dirty dirt color with a hint of green, if you know what I mean. And this palette looks so not cohesive, right? Like purple, blue shift glitter topper, deep purple shade, and a pink. It looks so not cohesive, but when you apply all of them together, it just works so well together. It looks so elegant and effortless. I think they have changed their designer, because the first year of this signature Color Eyes collection, every palette is so unique and so good, but recent 2 years they just repeating themselves, and they're all bringing those peachy, pinky, kind of boring colors, and there's not anything like this no more. So I don't know what's happening with their designing team, but I hope they bring their old style back, because I just love this so much more than their new stuff. That's my SUQQU Quaz. And this is the brand called Addiction, also Japanese brand. And this is a department brand. It's like a high end. You can buy their singles and buy their empty palette. This is a limited edition design, but they have this glossy black packaging sold like always. And I have this 6th shade. I want to say I picked this out a while ago, and I'm not into this shade anymore, so I don't use them too much. I do still like the formula, and I do like this whole palette, but I'm thinking maybe at the end of the year, I still don't use this. I might declutter this one. Brand Surat. This is also one of those customized palette. You buy your single and put in their empty palette. I basically use these 3 as highlighters. They are like very finely milled, like highlight color. I really like to use it in that way, and I really like this brown shade for all over my eyelid, and this as a base or even has contour. I love this shade, this palette as well. And that's my eyeshadow collection. And the next will be lips. Okay, I thought I had like a way smaller collection because I have decluttered so much, but gather them together, it's still a decent size, right? So let's start. This is the brand Cezanne, again a Japanese drugstore brand, and these are their like tints. This is the matte tints, and this is their like normal tints. It's nice. It's nothing special. I use them. It's not bad. It doesn't dry your lips, but it doesn't. The staying power is like just so. So it's like, yeah, it's nice to have, but it's not something that I would definitely recommend. And this is the Charlotte Tilbury in the shade Bond Girl. I don't see much people recommend this shade. And it actually looks like a little bit redder in real life rather than on camera. It seems like a pink. It's more of like a mauvey pink mixed with a little bit burgundy red, if that makes sense. It's a very autumn kind of shade, and I think you can tell I used actually quite a bit of this color. I really like this one. That's why I decluttered so much Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks, and this is the only one left in my collection because I think the shade is wearable but unique enough. And I still don't have the case for this lipstick, It's the Guerlain Rouge. I don't know how to pronounce, but this is the Velvet formula. And this is in the shade. What is the shade? I believe it's like a 905 or something, but I can't find the shade here. It's like a brownish red. You can't see the brown hue on the camera, but it's like way more brown in real life. It's a brown burgundy color. I haven't used this in a long time because I do feel like in the summer I don't really tend to use this kind of shade, but I will try to use it more in this fall season. I will use it more. And this is from Flower Nose. This is a gift with purchase. It's their Circus series, the Lip Mud in the shade 07. It's actually a great formula. They say it's lip mud. It's actually just like a thicker mousse formula. It's matte. It's not a liquid lipstick in the way that it will stay and never budge. Yeah, it's just a comfortable matte formula. I actually really like this shade. I like to apply a little bit and just blend it all over my lip. It's very nice of them to give me this as a gift with purchase. And this is their Mermaid series. This is the shade GE06. I actually really like this gloss. This is either lip gloss or lip oil, and the staying power is actually very, very good. The shine will fade away, but the color will stay. It's not a stain. It doesn't stain your lip, but the color stays for a long time. That's why I like it. I use this a lot since I bought it. And the packaging is like so cute, right? And the gloss, another gloss from Flower Nose. It's from their Unicorn series. Shade is J05. It's more of a nudie color, even though on the camera it seems like a pinky peach, but yeah, you just consider every shade has a little bit more brown than how it shows on the camera. I think this is still a very good formula, but I like this one better because this one, when it fades, it fades. The shine and the color both fade like a normal lip gloss. The color doesn't really stay as long as this one, so yeah, I prefer this one. If I buy another shade, I will buy it in this formula. Like, you can just recognize this bottle when you're buying lip gloss from them. I recommend this one way more. And the Dior Lip Maximizer, nothing much to say about this. I do like this one. I think this actually works to plump your lip. And this is like a very cute mini. And this Clarins Embellisser, I don't know how to blend. Oh, there's English. I was reading the French side. It's Natural Lip Perfector, okay. This is, I think it's in a little set, and this is just a mini size. Does any of you remember this? I think it's about maybe 10 years ago even. The UK YouTubers were raving about this formula so much. And it's actually for a good reason. It's actually a very good formula. And I think they have way more shades right now. This is the original shade, I think. It's like a slightly pink. You can't even see it on the lips. It's just like make your lip slightly more even, but it's basically clear. I actually, when I finish some of my lip gloss, I want to try more shades from this. It's super comfortable, super nourishing. I think it's a good formula. It's very underrated right now. I really like this. And also, it doesn't smell like super offensive. It just smells like super sweet, like a candy. I really like that. And this is the brand Vise. It's a dupe for this one, the Dior Addict Lip Maximizer. It's a Japanese drugstore brand. This is retailed for like maybe $11–12. And it truly is a dupe. It feels the same as the Dior one. And I really, really like this one. And this is a Muji Lip Essence. It's it's pretty nice actually. It's just super sticky, but because it's very sticky, it does stay on your lip super nicely. So I like to use this on the nighttime. And this is the HUC Lip Edition. It's a gloss. And HUC is a brand under the Shiseido umbrella. It's their like drugstore brand. And I really like their lip gloss or lip treatment formula. It's one of the best. But they discontinued the non-color version. They only have the colored version right now. And yeah, that's why I have this one, because they don't have their no color version right now. And this is the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm. I think this is like very, very hyped about on the TikTok. I think I'm maybe halfway done with this even. This is a limited edition shade. What is the shade? Poppy or something? Yeah, Poppy. It's like a sheer peachy orange shade, which I actually really enjoy. I don't know if this is like worth the price, but it's a good gloss. It's very nourishing. It's very comfortable to use. So I don't regret buying this. But if I would ever purchase another shade, it's first has to be when I'm done with this one, because it's not a super pigmented shade, right? So I don't want to have multiple of super sheer lip gloss from the same brand. And also it has to be on sale, because I do think there's a lot of good drugstore options. Because it's good, but it's just not the best. I don't understand the big hype about this. And this is the gloss from Lisa Eldridge. It's a good, very good formula, and it's so nourishing. And I do like the color too. I decluttered every single lipstick I bought from this brand because I just find their shade is like too mauvey for my skin tone. The formula is beautiful though, but the lip gloss I think is truly actually very unique and beautiful. The formula itself is the most nourishing gloss on the lip I have ever used. If you have any dry skin on your lip, after half an hour of applying this, it literally can start peeling off, like, you know, be very easy way. So it's just like, it's not peeling off, it's like coming off because of the nourishing from this lip gloss, which can be a bad thing if you are like outside and your lip, the skin just starting to peel on your lip. So maybe consider that when you're applying this, but I do really love this. This is so good, the formula. And this is a brand called LUQQU. I think it's a Korean brand. It's a tint, glossy tint. It's like super glossy. But one thing I feel about this, and maybe every other tint, this kind of like lacquer glossy kind of tint, is that the color changes a lot. Now you can see it's like a peachy color, right? But at the end, it will change to this like almost deep burgundy color. So when you are seeing the swatch, the official swatch of this like kind of lacquer tint, glossy kind of stains, the advertising colors is always the initial color of this color. I think you can already tell it's like starting to getting deeper, right? You can only see the initial color. They never show you the actual oxidized color of the actual product. So maybe keep that in mind if you purchase this kind of product. And the Dior Lip Glow, I think this is my second one. I really like this formula. It's super nourishing. And the color is giving your lip a little bit color without making it look like makeup-y, if that makes sense. Because a lot of time I feel like it's hard to give your lip color without looking like it's makeup. But I sometimes do want some color on my lips because my lip color is so pale, it looks like I'm dead. But I'm not always wearing makeup, right? So yeah, this is super good to have. And I still remember that once I was like searching for jobs, I exclusively wear these two interviews. So there's a lot of like interview memories of this product for me. Well, yeah, that's like useless information though. And this is the Dior 999 Satin Lip Balm. It's a lip balm, but it's like not a super glossy lip balm. And can you see the color changed a lot? Yeah, it's like this type of like glossy lacquer stain type of thing always does this. Okay, this Dior one is like a satiny glossy, not glossy, satiny lip balm with a hint of color. This is like a hint of 999, the super iconic shade from Dior. I haven't used a lot of this recently, but I do like this formula. I just don't really like the scent. It's like smells like perfume, which is actually my least kind of scent for a lip product. It's like a floral scent. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I rather my lip products smell like nothing or like food. You know what I mean? And this is the Strut Lip Sleek. This is the shade Old Lammer. Another like sheer red shade. This shade is not my favorite, but I do really like this formula. I think I have used up a shade which I forgot what the color is, but I have two left now, Ladybug and the other red shade. I think I will put this into my work carry-on makeup bag to just use as like a reply lip balms, but for now they are staying in my home collection. And this is the SUQQU Comfort Lip Fluid Glow in the shade 106. I think this is in a Christmas little set, and the color is actually very unique. It's a super opaque burgundy brownish color, which this type of color often don't look good on my skin tone, but this specific one actually looks so great. That's why I kept this one, and it's like very comfortable. And this is the Kate Lip Monster in the shade 05. This is the legendary lip product in Japan for a couple years, because for once this was super popular, so you hear about people talking about this on everywhere, but you can never find it in the store because it's always sold out. So it feels like a legend. Like you only hear about it, you never actually see it. But this is already like, I think 3 years since its launch, so now you can actually buy it from the store, and that's why I bought one. And I do think this is a good lip tint balm. So why is this so popular is because it's a very moisturizing balm, but it also tints your lip a little bit. Not in a very intense way, but just a little bit. And I do like it in that way. It's like a subtle, long-lasting lip product. If you like that concept, you might want to try this when you visit Japan, maybe. Because I don't know if this selling in any other country, especially because for now, even 3 years ago, this is not something you can buy from every store. It's just some store they have this back in stock. So 3 years later, they still don't have enough stock. This is the Rose Ink. This is called Lip Color, and the shade is Abstraction. Oh, yeah, I actually don't really like this formula because it will break and it's super dry. I just like the color, so I kept this one. It's like a perfect nude for me. It looks way more peachy in real life than on camera though. So yeah, I will continue to use this as lip liner, but I just don't recommend this for the formula. The formula is super dry and it breaks, as you can see. And this is the Chanel Lip Rouge Stylo or something like that, and in the shade Script. I really liked this formula because it's so smooth and so nourishing. And I even once had all of the shades from this brand, but now I only have one. This airplane is so loud. It's another of those like floral scent that I feel like I'm having a headache whenever I apply it. So I try to apply like a small amount every time. I just love this formula. Like it's so glossy. I think this is launched, you can't see the shine, but this is launched way before this obsession of glossy lip balms. But I always liked this type of product, so I bought all of the shade when this was first released. Because of the scent, I decluttered most of them, but it was a great formula. If you are interested, maybe check it out. And this is the Tower 28 gloss. It's just a normal clear lip gloss. I did had other shades, but I do find, because it's a clean brand, right, the formula become off pretty quickly. So if you buy their product, maybe don't buy too much at the time, and make sure you finish them soon. And it's just like a normal good lip gloss. There's nothing too special about it. ColourPop Blotted Lip, and this is in the shade Talker. The packaging is already broken. Okay, see this? Can you tell? Like when you put pressure on it, the product returns to the tube on itself. So you have to hold this part while you are applying it. So one thing I don't like about ColourPop is their packaging. They always, either the print fades super quickly or they break. But I do really love this color. That's why I kept this one. It's like a sheer matte but comfortable kind of formula. And this is a very famous, well, at least a couple months ago, the Revlon Super Luxurious Glass Shine Lipstick. The shade is 009. Which one was this? I bought this in Japan, so I don't know the shade name. There's no shade name on the bottom. I think this is Toasting Glass or something. This is not Rum Raisin. I think that's for sure. I do like this formula. I think, even though I don't understand the hype, because this is not anything new, but I do like the formula. The formula is pretty nice. It's very like comfortable, nourishing, and the color is actually pretty nice. Well, I feel like the color all looks the same. I guess I have preference, right? And this is the Dior Addict Lip Maximizer Serum. I feel like when I buying this, I got mixed with the original formula, which is this one. I didn't know this is like a different formula. I don't really like this one. I like the original one way better than this, because this is just weird. This feel more like a skincare formula rather than lip care products. But yeah, whatever. I already have this. I will use this. And this is the Bobbi Brown Crushed Lip Color. I have Blackberry and Dark Chocolate. This is actually a very unique formula. It's matte, moussey, sheer kind of formula. I recently really like to use this one because it's the winter time, and the color, the two colors is very, not winter, fall. The two color is like a very fall-like kind of color. It actually stays on for like a long time. The staying power is pretty nice and it's pretty comfortable. And for a matte formula, it's surprisingly very nourishing for some reason. And this is the Dior 99. It's a liquid lipstick. I think this is maybe the only liquid lipstick I have in my collection. I decluttered almost all of them because I just don't enjoy that type of feeling on my lip anymore. But this is a very comfortable and long-lasting formula. So and also I feel like this type of color worth to pair with the liquid lipstick formula. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna use liquid lipstick when it's a nude color, right? And this is the only Pat McGrath lip gloss I have left in my collection. I actually really liked the formula, but I wasn't really wanting to keep every single one of them. because I don't want them to become off. Because I feel like this formula come off pretty quickly, so that's why I kept a mini one. The formula itself is actually so beautiful. It's so shiny. It's one of the most shiny lip gloss I have ever used, and it's pretty long lasting. I just hope their formula is like the formula itself lasts longer, like the shelf life is longer. And this is one of the new ones in my collection. It's the MAC Luxurious Ass lipstick. Oh no, Luxury. It's Luxury Glass lipstick. Why did I say it's like Luxurious Ass? Well, okay. The shade is Thanks It's MAC. I think I saw someone on TikTok use this shade and it's super beautiful, and I bought it. It is a very beautiful nude shade, and the formula is super comfortable. It's basically like a satin tinted lip balm kind of way, which is why I like it. So yeah, that's my lip collection. And the next category is literally like miscellaneous, various categories in here. Basically anything that's long and doesn't fit into other categories. Maybe let's talk about eyeliners. Surprisingly, I didn't even know I have this many eyeliners. And I totally forgot all of these ColourPop colorful eyeliners. They are actually very good. I just feel like they dry up pretty quickly. Well, they are still usable. I think I might need to use this more because yeah, I totally forgot that they exist in my collection. The color is actually so good. I'm gonna use it more. Surprisingly creamy. It's probably because I used a brown one before and that one was dried up pretty quickly, but this colorful one seems working like just fine. They are opaque and very creamy. And I also have two liquid ones. These are, if I'm not wrong, I think these are felt tips, which is not my favorite type of liquid eyeliner. They are not that good to create super thin lines and being super precise, but this is like a colorful eyeliner, so I guess that doesn't matter that much. It's not like a black or anything. I also have this one, the Tom Ford one. This one is like never ending eyeliner. I have this one like for so many years, but it still works as if it's new. I don't even know how many products is in this product. How many like grams or mils is in this product? Did they say it? They didn't even say it. I bet there's maybe like 10 mils just in this pen because it's never drying out. And even though this is so expensive, I almost feel like it's worth it if it can last you that long, like 6-7 years is not drying up. But sometimes I don't know how good it is to use eyeliner for that long, like hygienic reasons. Make your own decision, I guess. This is a Japanese brand. It's called Deja Vu, and it's like a purple eyeliner. It's a dark purple, so you won't see the tint on your eyes that much. I think I will start to try to use this up once I finish my current one, which is this. I'm trying to pan this one. I think it's the brand Dolly Wink, and I only have this much left. I actually really like this color. It's a brown color, not too light and not too dark. These two are eyebrow pens. I actually am not a big fan of eyebrow pens. This is from Milani. This one surprisingly is very good for eyeliners, so I have been using this for my eyeliner. It looks super like sheer, right? But for eyeliner, I don't know why, it just looks so good. So yeah, I've been using this for eyeliners for like the past couple months, and I have been loving it. And this is from SUQQU. this is just too light for eyeliner, so yeah, I haven't figured out a way to use this one. I'll try. Charlotte Tilbury eyeliner, but it's like blue, right? They are actually very creamy. I need to use them more. At least this dark navy color, because I think you can't tell that much of this shade once it's on the eyes. It can use as just almost just like a black. I need to use this more. It's super creamy too. I actually really like their eyeliner formula. And this Shroomrimra blue eyeliner. I don't know why I always buy blue eyeliners, especially the gels. What is the deal? I don't know why I have like so many blues. I don't even use blue that much. And I don't even know why they were not previously decluttered from my collection. But since they are still here, I'm gonna try to use them more. And these two are liquid eyeliners from Can Make. I actually really like the formula, but the tip is a little bit too long. I don't know if you can tell. I prefer it to be like a little shorter. That way I can have more control. And also, you can see this color is way more deep than this Milani eyebrow liner or eyebrow pen. But for some reason, this color, the Can Make one, on the eyes looks way lighter. It almost feels like it's not enough pigment. But when I use this Milani one on my eyes, it looks like so crispy, clean, like just the right shade on my eye. I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe it's something to do with the tone, because this tone is like much more cool toned rather than this is warm. I don't know. But because this shade is a little bit too light, I bought this another shade, also from Can Make. This is like a darker shade. This shade is like way better. I really like this. I just, like I said, I wish their tip is a little shorter so that I can have more control. Which this Milani one, again, is perfect. The length of the pen is just the perfect length. I don't know why the eyebrow pen is the perfect eyeliner for me. In the future, I might even want to repurchase this. And this is actually eyeshadow stick in the shade Tuxedo from Laura Mercier, but I basically use this as eyeliner. I just take a eyeliner brush and I just take some product from here and use it for eyeliner, like the smudged kind of look. It actually works pretty nice in that way. Another Japanese drugstore gel eyeliner. This is black. This is from the brand LIPLINER pencil. I don't know how I feel about this. This is super creamy, so it's actually very easy to use. And it's this type of like very thin on the side, but it's like wide. So it's very easy to draw these lines, like straight lines, and it can be like a very thin. So it's a good product, but it sometimes smudge on me a lot. So I would use this because it's the only gel eyeliner that's black in my collection. But yeah, I don't think I would repurchase this one. Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk eyeliner. I really like their formula, but it just, yeah, it's drying up so quickly. I have to sharp this to use this. And there will be like a gap between the wooden part and the actual pencil. That's like very annoying for me. So I don't think I would repurchase from this brand for eyeliners anymore. Even though I do think the formula is, when you can apply it on the eyes, it's staying for a long time. It's creamy, but it's just, if you don't use it for a couple months, it will dry up like pretty quickly. It's a nude stick eyeshadow stick in the shade Chocolate. I don't know why it's in, oh, I remember. This is like a dark brown color, so I use this as eyeliner as well. It doesn't stay for that long, like as long as a actual gel eyeliner, but I do love the creaminess because sometimes you can like smudge it real quick rather than a typical gel eyeliner is like hard to smudge. And this is a NYX eyeliner, I think. Slide on, glide on, stay on, and definitely a turn on. Waterproof extreme shine eyeliner. In the shade Golden Browns. It's like its shade name is a golden browns with some shine to it. I don't know how I feel about these kind of metallic liners, but the formula itself, it's a great formula. It's super creamy. Maybe I'll try to use this as eyeshadow next time. I'm not sure. Lighting changed because the sun has set, which I feel like this way is probably showing the color better anyways. Maybe next time in this format of video, I might just go with this lighting. What do you think? The only thing left is like eyebrow products and lip liners. For eyebrow, I really don't have that much. I just have a powder that I always use. I'm like trying to pan, and eyebrow gel from Benefit, which is okay. Eyebrow pencil, and one eyebrow gel from YSL, which was like okay. It's not super good, not bad. It was like okay, and that's it. There's nothing else in the brow category that I have. And there's one NYX pigment eyeshadow primer. I feel like eyeshadow primer in general, I'm not bothered enough to have another step in my makeup. I always just apply foundation or concealer or whatever base I'm using as a base. So this is only for when I'm using those glitters that has a lot of fallout, like the pomegranate one. So that's why I only hold on to this. And here are all the lip liners I have hold on to, and most of them, or maybe even all of them, are nudes. And I think the most used one for now is, I think, this one. It's the ColourPop lip liner in the shade 951. I feel like this is probably a collaboration with Amrezy, if I'm not remembering it wrong. And it's a very good color, and I don't know if they have this color anymore because they have reformulated their whole collection, and the lip liner doesn't look like this anymore. But I do really like this eyeliner, this lip liner. Not because of it's like super long lasting or anything, but because it's super creamy. I like to apply a little bit of the lip liner on the of my lips, and I blend it out super nicely, so it's like a blurred lip line. I really like that look. So I really like a blendable lip formula, which is probably opposite than most people, because most people want their lip liner to stay long, which a lot of times those lip liners doesn't do well with like blending. And this is from Urban Decay, and it's in the shade Naked. I think this is a mauve nude, which I need to sharp. I think it's one of those longer lasting ones, but still has a little bit of blendability. I do like this one, but I need to go through some of these ColourPop lip liner before I focus on other ones. And this is from Jaclyn Hill. I actually really like Jaclyn Hill lip liner formulas. It's like so creamy, but once you blend it, it does set too. So I don't know, like I really like this formula. I see nobody mentioning about this, but I do feel like her lip products are actually good formulas. And this is Lisa Eldridge lip liner in the shade Muse. I think I declutter most of her lipsticks, but I hold on to one lip liner because for right now I don't really use lipstick that much, but I do use lip liners. And I think this color Muse is one of the most beautiful nudie color, and blending out is like so cute. I really like this color. And there's actually a lot of lip liners from NYX, because a lot of people kept recommending lip liners from this brand, and I do agree that this brand do have great lip liners. Pretty creamy and the color is cute and the price is good. I do recommend this brand too. And this is from MAC. It's the shade Etc. I don't know how I feel about this formula because it dries up so quickly. Can you see the huge gap between the lip liner and the wooden part of it? And it's like so dry. I'm sure if I sharp this is probably good, but yeah, keep that in mind. It does shrink so much. I still will try to use this up though. And the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner in the shade Iconic Nude. I actually really like this color. I think it's a natural contour color for my color. So that's why I hold on to this one and I decluttered the lip Pillow Talk color. This might be like a minority opinion, but I do feel like the Pillow Talk lip liner, the color is actually not that hard to dupe. At least there's a lot of colors that serve the same purpose for me, but the Iconic Nude is actually truly like a perfect color for me, which is hard to find. I believe this is Victoria Beckham. She collabed with Estee Lauder, and this is her lip pencil in the shade Victoria. I really liked her collaboration and I really like this lip liner. Does she have her own lip liner in her line right now? And does she have this same shade? If so, I might want to check out on her own brand. Oh, and this is another Jaclyn Hill lip liner. And yeah, I just think her lip liner is really underrated, and I didn't try that much from her line, but I do think the lip liner and the cream blush is actually pretty nice. And these two are both from Pat McGrath. I think I bought these because of Cousin Lights. She raved about this a lot. And I really like the color. I think these two color, one is Done and Done and the other is Contour. I think these are dupes for the Iconic Nude and Pillow Talk. What do you think? Like this is Pillow Talk and this is Iconic Nude. And the formula is pretty nice. It's long wearing and it's creamy. It's like a good middle kind of formula. And yeah, that's my whole collection. Hope you enjoy this type of content. And I might make more of this kind of collection content in the future if you actually enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.